Oh, it's showtime. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Held2gether's improv stand-up show. We are so excited you are in your living rooms watching us on your internet. This is very exciting. My name is Tim Stoneberg, and I have been working with these wonderful comedians for the past month, working on stand-up, working on improv, and how those two come together. And tonight, we'd like to share with you some of the skills and ideas that we have been working on. Thank you again for coming tonight. I know, look, it's crazy that we're still in this. It's been a year. I know that, but it's so very important that as we slowly start to inch our way closer to reopening, that we are supporting our local arts institutions like Held2gether. Donate when you can, support them with their shows. And when we get back to reopening, please, please, please go back there and check out shows and people, because we need you just as you need them just as we, please. I mean, why wouldn't you, right? Like, you've been cooped up for a year. Go see an improv show or a stand-up show. It's going to be great. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so excited tonight. We got a wonderful group of comedians. So we've been doing improv and stand-up. Now, what does that mean? Well, what it means is that tonight our stand-up comedians are going to get a suggestion. They're going to improvise it for a little while and then go into their sets. So to kick us off, we're going to do one where we do it all together. So let's get everybody back on screen, please. Yes, here they come. Look at them. Fantastic. That's great. Hey, everybody. So nice to see you again. So we've been working on stand-up, and we're going to do a conducted stand-up set, which means I have a suggestion right here. One of the comedians will start doing the stand-up set. Anywhere, at any time, I can yell, freeze, call out another person, and they will pick up that stand-up mid-word, mid-sentence, midwife, and we'll continue until we get all the comedy we can out of that suggestion. Mallory, you're going to start us off on this. And the suggestion we got was, the question was, what are you looking forward to doing again when the world reopens? And Kale replied, indoor rock climbing, which I love, because he's been cooped up for a year. And when we open the doors to be like, get back out there, he's like, pass. I'm going to stay inside and crawl on some shit. I love that. That's fantastic. So indoor rock climbing. Mallory, take us away.
Kale, I can totally relate. I mean, indoor rock climbing, it's all like kind of plastic little knobs, and you just pull yourself up. And there's probably a trampoline when you fall, and a nice big cushy thing. Why would you want to do that outside and fall like to your death?
Freeze. Lauren.
I mean, indoor rock climbing is great. It's a hobby like any other, but you get like all strapped into this apparatus, and then you get really like stretched out. And that's something that's really been missing from my life this last year. You know,
freeze. E-Man.
It's really been missing in my life this year, because really indoor rock climbing is really just a giant game of vertical twister. You're going up, you have to do different positions all over the place.
Penny.
I really love when your head is below your feet and you're upside down in the harness. It just really makes it more magical. And let's talk about the guy who puts you
freeze. Julia.
Yeah, those guys that go rock climbing, they're pretty good looking, right? Their little harness, grabbing onto all those weird pieces that are glued onto the rock. I swear they use like doll heads and like people's fake teeth and like a piece of a volleyball.
John.
The pieces that are on the rock wall are just are so cool. I kind of think they go to an old thrift store and say, oh yeah, this leg of a lamp, that'll be good. Let's put something that'll spin so the old people trying to climb will fall.
Please, Leon.
And as people start to fall, then it'll be great. Since we're out of the pandemic, that means there'll be a lot of people there ready to catch you as you fall. What a great feeling to have someone hold on to you that we haven't had in over a year. That would be the
Lauren.
Yeah, having that great feeling of somebody hold on to you a year later. And the best part is with no pandemic going on, the hospitals will be empty. So when we break all of our limbs, we can all be in hospital beds next to each other in casts.
He's Mallory.
Yeah, so I can't wait to be next to you guys all in the hospital in bed. And, we survived the pandemic for a whole year, and then we go out and break our bodies rock climbing.
Freeze, Penny.
And is that what they mean by break a leg when you're rock climbing? Literally?
Scene. Excellent job. You guys can click off your cameras again. That was fantastic. Oh man, indoor rock climbing. Yeah, someone said this, that the people that wear those harnesses, they got to make harnesses that have other, it just seems like they're they're tight in the areas that attract eyes that I don't want, it's like, what I'm saying is that those harnesses should have a loincloth. That's what I'm saying. They should have a loincloth. That way I don't have to worry about anything. I can just work on trying to climb up a wall. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be improvising some of our stand-up material tonight. So your suggestions play a very important role in this. So please keep them coming when Richard asks you. We appreciate that greatly. So we have another suggestion. It comes, here's the question. What's the last thing that you broke and you have to replace? Last thing you broke and you have to replace. And the answer is my spirit, which was suggested by Agnes. My spirit. Yeah. I have a really good friend, and her gift is she can tell you what your spirit animal is. But she has to get to know you first. She has to talk to you, and then she'll say this to you. She's like, I know I read people's spirit animals. And you're like, wow, that's crazy. She's like, would you like to know yours? And you're like, yeah. She's like, you have to ask. I can't just give it to you. It has to be an invitation. So I was like, oh, okay. What's my spirit animal? And she's like, give me 2 days that I'll get back to you. So 2 days later, she comes back. She's like, I had some dreams. I had some visions. Here is your spirit animal. And I'm like, man, this is going to be great. Like, I kind of already wanted to know this. So I'm like, what is it? And she's like, camel. And I was like, that's my, see, here's the thing about spirit animals is like, you think it's going to be like some like deep retrospect into you, who you are and your character. So you think of like majestic animals or interesting animals. You never think of just like the regular animals, like my spirit animal, camel. Like when you go to the zoo, no one's like, dude, let's go see the camel. No one ever says that. My spirit animal is not going to be very popular, I feel like. It's just sort of one of those things like camel. And you're like, yeah. I mean, even if like, do camels make milk, right? Everybody's like, I think so. I don't know. I bet if you walked up to anybody and said, name one thing about a camel, they'd be like, yeah, one hump or two. I guess that's the only thing I know. And I don't want humps to be associated with my spirit, if that makes sense. I don't want that rhythmic or whatever it means to you. I just don't put it in my spirit animal. So I was a little offended when she told me my spirit was a camel. And I was like, oh, bruh. Richard, let me get another suggestion to come up here, because ladies and gentlemen, you didn't come to this improv stand-up show to listen to me. You came to see all these wonderful comics that have been working for a month on their craft, on their ideas, and they want to share it to you. And our first comic up, ladies and gentlemen, please clap loudly in your homes so the police get called. Put your hands together for Mallory.
Woo! Woo! Yeah.
Mallory.
How you doing?
I'm fantastic. Mallory, here is your question and answer. What's your favorite piece of furniture in your home? What's your favorite piece of furniture in your home? And the answer, suggested by the Darren Held, ladies and gentlemen, he's out there. It is an orange office chair is your suggestion. An orange office chair.
Darren. It had to be orange, right, Darren? Well, I do like my office chair, which I scavenged, by the way. I don't know if you guys do that, but hey, if it's not too funky, well, pre-pandemic, I should say, if it's not too funky, I'll scavenge it, right? But orange, nah, I don't have any orange in my house, but it sounds pretty cool. I mean, orange makes me think of, it's a warm color. It's really warm. And it's not pink, which I appreciate, even though I'm a little bit pinky today, but But orange is more interesting. It reminds me of the sun. And it makes me think of the sun being in my eyes. Like, oh, my eyes like yellow and orange. And then I like go back to my childhood when I grew up in Las Vegas and the sun was always in my eyes. And this is before kids wore sunglasses, you guys. Sun always beating your eyes. It's like, you always look like a chihuahua when the doorbell rings, like, right? You squint so much in Las Vegas, even the pigeons get crow's feet. I'm telling you, it's a weird place to grow up. It's really bizarre. All right. The other weird thing about growing up in Las Vegas is divorce. Everybody's divorced, all their parents. Now, I have been divorced and it's awful. Okay. And I know there's some people that have had amicable divorces, but I think that's really annoying. Like, I hate when people say, oh, we're still best friends. And you're like, that's nice. Because I had the Cobra Kai divorce. Strike first, strike hard, show no mercy. But I don't really blame myself. I think that growing up in Las Vegas, I was groomed for a divorce, right? Everybody's divorced. You heard of till death do you part. It's more like, well, till Wednesday do you part? I mean, it's you know, there's good sides. Like, kids learn how to count really fast. First dad, second dad, third dad. But, you know, it can be hard on them too. I mean, my aunt was married like 3 times or something. And I asked my cousin what she wanted to be when she grew up. And she said, single. The other weird thing about growing up in Las Vegas is the gambling. It's everywhere. It's not just in the casinos. It's everywhere. You go to the gas station, pump some gas. Granny runs in. She's playing the penny slot machines. You know what? If she hits the jackpot, she'll buy your beer nuts and your Trojans. And I don't know why, but that joke made me really thirsty. Kids even gamble. Can you believe it? I mean, they must get it from their parents. I mean, but you can see them under the monkey bars at recess handicapping, right? It's like, I got 2 bits, says Sally's wearing lace panties today. Well, you know, cafeteria serving sloppy joes, double or nothing. Even doctors in the hospital, can you believe this is a secret? Even doctors in the hospitals gamble. It's like, psst, hey, what's the spread on that bypass operation? I got $20, says Godwin's. Wow. Speaking of gambling, everything's a gamble these days, right? I mean, you're afraid to step out of your house, right? You go shopping, something innocent like that. I was at Target last week and I was wearing my mask and social distancing. I go to their in-store Starbucks there. I buy myself a creme brulee coffee, before shopping. Big mistake, because I can't drink it because I'm wearing a mask in the store, right? So I'm like, I don't know what to do. Should I go outside behind Target and with my crack coffee like a junkie to drink it? Or should I sneak in the aisles and sneak sips? Hope nobody's watching. I gave up. I just walked around the store carrying my, overpriced cup of coffee, like the pandemic Lady Liberty. It's like, behold my cup of fat, caffeine, and sugar. And then it's like, I decided that I would pay tribute to the symbols of COVID-19 that separate me from my beverage. So I go to the mass station. I salute the mass station. I bless the hand sanitizers, and I twerk my gratitude in the toilet paper aisle. And then I got escorted out by security for unlawful twerking, otherwise known as twerking while white, right? I mean, I took a twerking class once. Let me rephrase that. I flunked a twerking class once. It wasn't because I wasn't trying. I gave it everything that I had, but it's just that I have I'm at a disadvantage. I have a really tiny ass. My ass is as flat as a pancake, or in French, as flat as a crepe, or in Spanish, as flat as a tortilla. It doesn't matter which metaphor you use, as long as it's flat and white and edible. My ass actually is so flat that it was a technical challenge in the Great British Baking Show. Yeah. My little tiny ass biscuits were supposed to come out crisp and golden and with just the perfect snap. But alas, Paul Hollywood said I had a soggy bottom. Hey, you know what? Twerking's not such a big deal anyway. It's just like a very large Kegel. You know, for younger people, it's a spirited mating call. For people my age, it's a firewall against dependents' diapers. I know Kegel sounds like a cross between a Jewish pastry and a large bird of prey, but it's a pelvic movement named after gynecologist Arnold Kegel. You know, I don't get it. How come he gets to put his name on a movement females have been making since mammals crawled out of the sea? Hey, Arnold, newsflash, you did not invent or discover pelvic movements. Women have been doing them for centuries. We do them every day. We do them when we're waiting for the restroom. We do them during cat-cow and yoga. We do them 10 minutes into a Tinder date. You know what? I just read that men's sexual performance can be enhanced by doing Kegels. So, hey guys, you know, flex those pelvic muscles, boost your boners. I got $50, says your partner will thank you. Thank you very much. My name is Mallory.
Yeah, Mallory. Oh, Mallory. One, not only funny, educational too. I learned a lot about Kegels tonight. In fact, I'm doing them right now. I'm not even sure what I'm doing, but something is happening. Let's keep things moving. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for our next comic. It is Penny. Penny, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing real good. Thank you. Okay, let's get your suggestion. So your suggestion comes from the question, what commercial do you dislike? And the answer supplied by Kate is, or are, depending on how good you are at English. I'm not very well at it. Medication commercials with long lists of side effects are the types of commercials that she dislikes.
Oh, I have to say I agree with Kate. You know, when they get to they talk about the wonders of the drug. You know, ask your doctor for, you know, drug XYZ, it'll cure your, you know, your syphilis on your face or whatever. And have you ever noticed when they get to the side effects, they talk really fast? You know, the side effects, it could cause, you know, bleeding here and burping there and maybe even death. I agree with you, Kate. Those commercials are annoying. You know, when I fill a prescription now and I look at my pharmacy receipt and I see the list of side effects, it makes me think of when the pandemic started and everybody started hoarding toilet paper. I kind of understand that, but I decided to do something different. I went paperless and I embraced the benefits of a bidet. And I have to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, I feel like a princess when I'm on the throne. I get super clean, no more paper cuts, and I can wash my face and fill my water bottle at the same time. Have you ever noticed during this COVID time, people talk about COVID hair and they talk about COVID weight gain, but nobody talks about their COVID crushes. I'm following the science. Ladies and gentlemen, today I'm revealing to you my COVID crush is Dr. Anthony Fauci. Think about it. He'd be perfect. You know, he'd have clean hands. You know, he'd get tested. And of course, he'd wrap it up and he'd know just when to open you up. Okay, don't judge me. I may be wed, but I'm not dead. Speaking of being wed, I've been married almost 39 years. Can I get a woo-hoo? You know what's good about being married that long? I know I'd survive a long prison sentence because, well, you figure out where I'm going with that. I have someone here that'll finish my sentences when I forget what I'm trying to say. It's great. And if having sex with the same person for 39 years isn't proof that I'm in favor of same-sex marriage? I don't know what is. Now, when a woman gets a certain age, there are certain things that are really annoying. Now, I'm not talking about the gray hair. I can handle that. I can handle the wrinkles. I can handle peeing when I cough. What I really can't handle is being ma'amed. You know, when you suddenly go from being called Miss or Miss, and suddenly it's ma'am. I think it's middle-age gender inequality. Think about it. When a guy is called sir, it sounds very respectful. You want to salute him. But ma'am, what I hear in my mind is, would you like my seat on the bus, ma'am? Well, I'll be honest, I'll take the seat. I just don't like the ma'am part. Unless it's Tony Fauci saying to me, ma'am, thank you, ma'am. He could say that all day. So I've had a lot of time to think being home, and I've started planning my funeral. You know, who will come, who will send flowers. But I've gone a little beyond that. I've picked out my casket. I've picked out the lining, what I'm going to wear. I know what photo I want to show at the funeral. It's my high school graduation photo, in case you're wondering. I'm workshopping favors and signature cocktails, and I've created a Pinterest page to collect all this. My goal is to put the fun back in funeral. So I've recorded some motion activated voice chips that'll say things when you come up to the casket, such as, "You're still alive? Pervert, of course I'm wearing panties under this outfit. Kiss me goodbye like you mean it." And because my mother raised me right, I'm pre-addressing some thank you notes that I'll have a friend send a week or two later. Here's a preview of it. Now, people make assumptions about people based on just a few facts about them. So I'm from Detroit, and people make some assumptions about me. They think I know where Jimmy Hoffa's buried. They think I went to school with the Supremes. I'm an expert on cars. And then they ask me stupid stuff such as, did you make shivs out of soup spoons at day camp? And I tell them, no, we didn't use spoons. We used popsicle sticks. We were poor. I now live in Long Beach, and people still make assumptions. You show up at a Taco Bell and you get approached by someone saying, hey, do you know where Snoop Dogg lives? And, you know, when it happened to me, I'm like, do I look like I know where Calvin Brodus lives? But I took it as a compliment. But then they go on and ask you, do you make shivs out of soup spoons? And I tell them, no, this is Long Beach. We use seashells. So do you remember the nursery rhyme that talked about the dish running away with the spoon? Here's what really happened. The dish broke the spoon's heart. The spoon went a little crazy, went through a slut phase. One night in the cutlery drawer, the spoon started spooning the fork. The fork started forking the spoon, and 9 months later, the spork was born. The non-binary representative of the cutlery family, distant cousin of the Swiss Army knife. Be careful, folks. Keep your cutlery safe. Use condiments. And by the way, a spork is very good to use to make a shiv. I'm Penny, and that's my 2 cents. Thank you.
Woo!
Yeah. Nice job.
Thank you.
Detroit, huh?
Oh, yes, Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe everything you said about it. I do believe you know where Hoffa's buried, and I do believe you'll shift me when we do meet in real life.
Something to look forward to, Tim.
Represent E-Town. Nice. Give it up for Penny one more time.
Thank you.
Let's keep things going, ladies and gentlemen. Our next comic up is going to be E-Man. Let's see that luscious E-Man face. E-Man, you're coming up in a minute. I know your camera's booting up, and I'm going to read you your question and get to that suggestion for you. All right. Your question was, I notice. The question is, I'm sorry, is what's something you notice when meeting a person for the first time? What's something you notice about them when you meet them the first time? And Carla said, I notice if their face is symmetrical. Notice if their face is symmetrical. That's your suggestion to get you going.
All right. Well, great question to give to the introvert over here. What's something I notice when I meet someone? Great question. And it's true. I do take very careful attention to every single detail, especially when the face is symmetrical. If it's a little bit off, just a slight inch, I hate them. The glasses is the way to go. If you wear glasses, for some reason, they make your face perfectly symmetrical. I don't know how it works. I don't want to know how it works, but that's how it works. And if their face is symmetrical, I might ask them to hang out because I only hang out with the most symmetrical people. No one else. Except introverts. So, I don't know many. Oh well. So anyway, if I do ask someone to hang out, they have a symmetrical face. We'll do something that normal people would do when we hang out. So we'll go to dinner, or we'll go play bowling. Remember bowling? That was a good time. Or we'll go out to coffee. Because as every symmetrical person knows, coffee is the greatest drink ever. Debate done. If there was a debate for drinks, I'm sure there is somewhere, coffee would win because coffee is the greatest drink ever created. What did they drink before they discovered coffee? Water? Ugh, get that out of here. I'll take earth water, thank you very much. And just so everyone knows, I'm not addicted to coffee. Coffee, hold up. I'm not addicted to coffee. I do have a coffee maker in almost every room of the house. No, not the bathroom. That's disgusting. The bathroom. Why would you have a coffee pot in the bathroom? I mean, seriously, toilet coffee? You gotta have a serious problem if you can't even go number 2 without being like, you know what would be making this experience better? Coffee. Now, shower coffee. That's all right. I'll have a shower coffee every now and then. Why not? Get clean while you're drinking dirty water. What's the big deal? But toilet coffee? Disgusting. I do have a coffee maker underneath my desk right next to my bed so that I can pre-program it the night before and wake up refreshed and pour myself a nice fresh brewed of coffee and head on over to the kitchen where I also have freshly brewed coffee and I can fill my cup there and I can just say to myself, life is good as long as there's coffee. Now, I do like going to coffee shops, but the coffee shops that I just hate the most, are the coffee shops that say best in the world. Best in the world? How do you know that? Did you go to every single coffee shop and be like, oh, this coffee's disgusting. Mine's better. Gross. And world famous, really? World famous? I've never heard of you until just now. And I'm not going to go ask random strangers if they've heard of you. Not because I'm scared to, but because, yeah. Only symmetrical people get this joke. And, and there's just, don't say you're world famous. Make your slogan be, it's coffee. Wow. That's it. It's not that hard. And there's only so many ways you can make coffee fancy. And I like different kinds of coffee. But the only coffee that I do highly dislike is the one that tastes like pretty much a melted candy bar. So every Starbucks drink ever. White girls, you know what I'm talking about. Just stop taking selfies with your pumpkin spice latte being like, I'm not like any other girl. Stop. And Starbucks is just confusing. Why are there so many options for coffee that aren't coffee? It's just a candy bar with just a little bit of coffee. So you can say, yeah, I drink coffee. And it's not upscale either. I just want plain coffee, just regular coffee. That's not $5 because it's upscale. It's not saying our coffee was imported from Italy and hand brewed 24 hours in advance. That's not upscale. Why can't we just have coffee the way it was intended? Water that looks like it was burnt. It's not that hard. And I went to a coffee place this one time, and this is a life lesson for all of you. Coffee mocha is not a fancy way of saying hot chocolate. I learned that the hard way, and now I'm addicted. I mean, I really like coffee now. My 19-year-old brain got tricked. But hey, at least they put a foam leaf in it, so now it's fancy. I don't understand coffee art. What's up with coffee art? I saw one that looked like a bear. Not a flat bear. A bear that was peeking its little head out, hoping nobody would kill him. Yardy's wrong every time. It's sad, really. Coffee artists spend months, maybe even years, to perfect their craft, only to have it live for 5 seconds and then, whoop, it's gone. Never to be seen again. It's the most useless, pointless skill. That and lip syncing on TikTok. Just hours of your life wasted when you could have been doing something cool, like anything else. And coffee really is the only socially acceptable drug. Okay, that and chocolate. Coffee and chocolate are the only 2 socially acceptable drugs. Okay, that and shopping. Coffee, chocolate, and shopping are the only 3 socially acceptable drugs. I was walking down the street this one time, and this guy said, "Hey, man, you like drugs?" I was like, "Yeah, I take it black. Maybe a little bit of that white stuff, too." Oh, that, oh. Wait, why would I snort sugar? I just want a couple sugars in there. I'm not addicted, I swear. Also, your face is not that symmetrical, so I don't trust you. And that's my time. Okay, bye.
E-Man, I don't know how to say this, but you are addicted to coffee. That's blatantly obvious. You're just see, look what you're going for right away, buddy. You need help. Know when to stop. That was
no, I don't.
E-Man one more time. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to put a little editorial asterisk on there. The answer to the last question was actually supplied by Anne. I misread people's names and was wrong. So Anne, thank you for that last suggestion. Let's get things going. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Julia.
Woo!
There you go.
Woo!
Julia, how you doing?
All right.
Cool. Well, here's the question that was asked, and then here's your suggestion. It was, what was your high school mascot? What was your high school mascot? And Aaron said the Knights with a K, K-N-I-G. You know how to spell that, but that's your suggestion, Knights.
Nice. Yeah, I actually was, well, not my high school mascot, but kind of like my community college mascot. We were the Lancers. Yay, go Lancers. Knights are neat. I mean, who doesn't like Monty Python and the Holy Grail, right? I feel like if you want to give anybody a lesson on like what knights are and what they do, just let them watch that movie. That's perfect. You know, like why not? Why don't we don't need to have a history book, like this is perfect history. That's what knights are, you know? And I'm kind of fascinated with knights because I feel like, you know, they're not unlike like security guards. They were like the security guards of their day in a weird way, you know, and that's something I know a lot about because I'm a security guard. And I love it. It's great. Being a guard is the best dead-end job that you can get, you know, and if you get a little bit more than minimum wage because you're certified, it's totally worth the $200, you know, and it's easy. Like there's nothing to guarding. It's observe and report. So have eyes and be a tattletale. You know, what's easier than that? I mean, we all have that, you know, we all have that experience as kids, right? But, you know, it sucks is like people think that security guards are cops. You hear it all the time. Oh, that rent-a-cop. Oh, that mall cop. Like, dude, we're not cops, okay? We're babysitters. Minus the babies, so even better. You know, we babysit property, any manner of property too. Like, you know, we babysit museums. Like, I'll babysit a light pole if you want me to. Pay me enough money. But it's like super easy job, easy money. You know, all I have to do, I babysit a building myself. It's awesome. I do things like I I lock and unlock things. I watch the cameras, make sure everything's on the up and up. And at 6 p.m. every night, they put the building down for night. He goes night at 6 p.m. Everything goes locked down, lights out. And then my building comes from a good family, good people. But we get a bad rap. People think I just it must be nice, just stand around doing nothing. Like, I just told you what I do. I do all kinds of stuff. I'm a trained professional. I am trained to handle emergency situations. I'm trained to handle hostile situations. Like if two dudes are beefing in my lobby, they're going at it, they're having a disagreement. I'm trained to handle that. Like, go up to them, calm. You got to be calm. You don't take sides. And you're just like, excuse me, gentlemen. I understand you're having a disagreement, but you're gonna have to take that shit outside, okay? Because like, my shift is over in like 5 minutes, and there is no overtime in here, okay? That's textbook procedure. In case you didn't know, look it up. And like, the other thing that's like a huge pet peeve of mine is in TV and movies, you always see it. There's always a scene, the people go into the lobby, and there's the guard at the front desk, asleep in front of the monitors. Like, come on, dude, give me a break. Like, we don't know where to hide. Like, come on. Be like, hey, where's Julia? Julia, where were you? Oh, I was on a patrol. Sorry, everything's fine. Like, come on. But I'd say the worst thing about being a guard is short. I'm very short. When you're short, nobody listens to you. Nobody respects you. I mean, they got me wearing a suit and a tie at my job so that I look more professional. I just look adorable. So, and it's just like, people approach you weird when you're short. People are weird. Like, I'll be standing in the lobby, and people will be like,
Looks like we're having some technical difficulties here.
Yeah, I thought she was just holding for a bit. I was like, she's really committed to this. Let's see if Julia comes back. I never knew Julia was a security guard until she told me that, which was really interesting. Ladies and gentlemen, it happens. It's the live internet. Let's keep things moving along. We're going to go to our next comic and then come back to Julia if we can get her back. So up now, please, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Lauren.
Hello.
Hey, Lauren, how you doing?
Doing good.
Excellent.
Live internet's working.
Yes. Okay, let's see. Your suggestion is, what was your first job? And Carla said her first job was credit checker.
Ooh, a credit checker.
Yeah.
Like on the phone, maybe, you think? Like you call up before like a home loan, or like what do you think?
I think there's two types of credit checkers. There's the polite ones that call you on the phone, and there's other ones that hide in your bushes and scare you in the middle of the night as you're trying to get to your car. So I don't know Carla that well.
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's my kind of take on it. What do you think?
Okay. Well, I feel like credit checking is a very important job. Even if it's your first job, could be your first job, could be your last job. I feel like maybe when people go on dates, they should have to get a credit check, at least if you're over 35. It's kind of like buying a car or getting a mortgage. Getting with this, you're going to have 750 or up to, have a relationship. So today, everyone, just to let you know, I have a very unique perspective on dating. We're going to talk about it. I'm just a divorcee on dating apps in LA, and I get Botox regularly, but it's like nothing you've ever heard. Credit check would be nice, because dating in your 30s it's like going on never-ending job interviews for jobs that you're definitely overqualified for. He'll be asking me like, Tell me about a time you were recently challenged. In bed. Tell me about some of your strengths. In bed. Tell me why you left your last position. I mean, relationship. Yeah. Or just tell me your favorite position. This is Tinder, so fuck it. But guys, listen, Tinder dating is not my only hobby. It's not the only thing I have going for me. I want to let you in on a little secret. Once a month, I invite a group of women over to my home. We drink wine. We bare our souls. We examine ancient texts. It's book club. Guys, book club is great. It's the best part of my month. And the best part of hosting book club is actually that it fuels my cleaning anxiety. I just want my house to be clean for everyone. If I didn't have book club, my house would be a complete disaster. It's just the pressure of Nancy's judgment that really gets me going. She'll be like, oh, Lauren, are those throw pillows over there? I would simply throw them away. Now, Nancy is a total bitch, but she has a great wine cellar. I mean, divine. So we keep her around. Other fun things that we do at book club are cocktail pairings. Like when we crafted gin rickeys for our discussion of The Great Gatsby. Or, this was great, when we drank the blood of James Franco for Eat, Pray, Love. Ah! Now, listen, I know what you're thinking. How did you ever get a copy of Eat, Pray, Love? I assure you, it was a challenge, but I know some people in Hollywood. Oh, Franco blood? No. That's on Amazon Fresh now. I ordered it with the veggie tray and the mini quiches. Yeah. But all in all, I'm really thankful for a book club to keep me grounded in this crazy world. Dating nowadays, there's so much rejection just built in, kind of like those credit checks. It's Groundhog Day of the same guys over and over and over again with the same lines. You're a really great person, but I'm just looking for something casual right now. Or I'm not emotionally in a place to commit. Or I'm just really into feet. So with that said, I quit. I quit dating cold turkey 2021. It has been hard, but I have found a new hobby to fill my time with. Are you guys ready? You ready for this big reveal? Stand-up comedy. Woo! Yep, we're right here. It's really refreshing to get rejected for my jokes and not my appearance. I love it. And Held Together, you've been really sweet about everything these last few months. I mean, this is our first show. I want to take a moment though, because I really care about you, Held Together. You're smart, you're funny, you're pretty, but I'm just not looking for a relationship right now. I just want to be friends with stand-up comedy. I hope that's okay. Yeah, just maybe DM me the next time we're both in town at the same time or something. Yeah, that'd be great. Held Together, you are so sweet. Thank you all. You've been really great. I'm Lauren. Thank you so much for your time.
Woo!
Yeah, give it up for Lauren one more time, ladies and gentlemen.
Good job.
Julie, are you back with us?
Yeah, my phone turned off.
I hear you. Would you like to come back in? Do you want to have more stuff you want to talk? Did you just hear my sentence? I said, do you have more sentence you want to talk? That's what I
do have more sentence I want to talk, but I don't know if I want to talk it.
Wow. Well, man, I horribly ruined a simple English sentence. Well, cool. Well, let's keep going then. Ladies and gentlemen, our next comic is Leon. Leon, come up there on screen. Let's get your suggestion sent over by the amazing Richard Martinez. Thank you so much, Richard, for your help tonight.
You're welcome.
Oh, listen to that voice. Do that again, Richard.
Do what again, Tim?
Oh, man, those some sweet velvety velvety tones I hear from you.
Thank you.
Yeah, oh, man, that's good. All right, here we go. What is our suggestion up here? Oh, here we go. Leon, you got a
Yes.
great. Your question is, I can't see you yet, Leon. You there?
There
There
I
you
am.
are. Oh, man.
Yay.
All right. Here's your question. What is your favorite smell? And Daisy replied with gasoline.
Oh boy, gasoline. Well, Tim, that's an interesting subject, especially these days during the pandemic. People are driving so much. You know, the price of gasoline has been rising so much, and you know, I could just imagine people's pocketbooks nowadays. You know, they look in their pockets and there's no change. It's like, why? Because it's all going to gas. Gosh, but also, the gas smell when you're pumping gas, it's kind of interesting. You know, it depends. You know, if you get the Supreme, that has a little bit more better scent. I kind of like that better. But if you get like the middle of the road, that's kind of like the scent is not so good, not so bad. But if you just get the plain gas, oh boy, you better put on your COVID mask for that, because though that scent is so horrible. Obviously, you get what you pay for. You buy the lesser grade and you get the more gas scent, and that's going to really offset so many things in your system, especially like your internal organs. And talking about organs, since I have a really small bladder, I became addicted to restrooms, especially on road trips. While others are plotting out beautiful sceneries and sights, I'm studying the road guide to restrooms before any trip, and I match up historic sites based on where I can pee. Yep, if I can't pee at a landmark, then I don't stop. Holding pee is not like holding a camera. It's worse. You got to move around and jiggle, and it's like the urge is unbearable. And who gives a shit about what I'm seeing, as I'm only focused on needing to pee. So it's not worth it. And bon voyage to those beautiful sites that don't have peeing facilities, because I'm not going there. So sightseeing has become like sight peeing for me. If there's like a boring, unpopular site that no one really visits, but it has a restroom, well, I'm going to go there. And it becomes the highlight of the trip. And I take a photo. And when I come back home, I look back and reflect on my trip. I said, look at this photo. Such a nice place. In the back of my mind, I said, yeah, this place had a nice restroom. And it was an awesome relief and so gratifying. So, while on a trip, there are like two types of restrooms that I would frequent. First is, while driving along the highway, you have these highway restrooms, and you probably say, oh, yeah, kind of. But in my case, they stand out, and I look forward to them because I need to use them. So as I drive up to the parking lot, the first thing I see is all these herd of people going to the same place. Well, obviously, they're going to the restroom. And it's quite interesting. There's a long line for the single toilet, and there's this long row of urinals. And everyone's coming in and out, and there's an interesting sound when all those urinals are flushed at the same time. It sounds like Niagara Falls. So I really don't need to go to Niagara Falls. I could just hear the sound of all those urinals being flushed simultaneously, and it's the same as going and hearing that sensation. So I could save a trip and maybe save some bucks on that. The second type of restrooms are when I actually arrive to the city or the town, and I kind of develop like criteria for these restrooms. Do they have a marble floor? Is there a beveled mirror? Are there is there a powder room or a sitting room? Or most importantly, does it have a concierge? Now, that's such a nice feeling to be greeted by someone when walking into a restroom. Bonjour, monsieur. Bienvenue to le restroom. Le toilette le urinal, le sink. It's awesome. And as I'm washing my hands, I get squirted with some nice aloe vera soap. Such a nice scent. And then as I finish washing, I'm handed a nice soft towel. So soft. I love it. I'm being pampered. And then I'm shown the collection of colognes, one of my favorites. And I get so excited because I get to sample colognes that I typically cannot afford. So I really have a fun time trying out different colognes, and I end up walking out refreshed, especially while traveling, since I don't shower much when I travel. And then there's also the selection of hair products. There's not shampoo, but there's like hairspray, there's mousse, there's gel, all that. It just makes the experience so gratifying. And especially during the pandemic, it really helps to tame my hair. So those hair products are awesome. So now I'm back on the road, and lo and behold, I get another urge, not to, just after maybe a little bit of time of driving. And I said, again, what's going on? So I wonder if there's a time warp. Depending on my speed that I'm going, it seems like it's maybe 3 times faster. So I'm in a time warp. It's like going into the future quick. And I start to be concerned because like, if that means I'm into the future, then that means I'm aging more. And I can't wait to stop to the next restroom to hopefully the concierge will have some anti-aging cream. And if they have that, then I will really tip him really well. So after, coming home from this road trip, I was concerned about all these peeing episodes. So I thought I'd pay a visit to the doctor. So I went to the pee clinic and told the doctor what was going on. He said, okay, cool. We'll do some tests. So he hands me a cup, obviously, and he sends me to the restroom. And I walk into that restroom, and it is so bland and boring. There's no marble floor. There's no vanity, and there's no paintings or anything, and there's no samples of cologne or hair products. It's just this bland little restroom with a little sink and a little toilet. So anyhow, I do my thing. I get the sample, and there's a sign on the wall that says, place pee sample here. And it's literally a hole in the wall. So I place my sample inside, and I look around, I say, wow, what's going on in there? Who's there? And then I suddenly sense that someone takes my sample. And I say, boy, that is so rude. Not even to greet me or to give me some soap or a swift of cologne. They just took my sample and went. So anyhow, I get back, back in tidy, and then I go back to the doctor's office, inside the doctor's office, and I'm sitting there, and the doctor walks in, and he stares at me, and I stare at him, and then he looks at the results. He looks at them, then he looks at me, then he stares up at a chart on the wall, then he looks at me again, and then I say, come on, doc, the suspense is killing me. All this anxiety, let me know what's going on, or at least play some Jeopardy music. Do, 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 do. Then finally the doctor comes closer to me and he says, you are drinking too much water. That's why you pee so much. And I say, is that it? Oh, I could have told you that. I'm always drinking water. I always carry a water bottle. Water is my preferred choice of beverage. We could have saved a lot of time, a lot of analyzing, a lot of researching, and I could have saved at least $300 because this pee exercise or sampling is not covered by my HMO. So it's a cost outside my pocket. So we could have saved all that just for you to tell me that I'm drinking too much water. So, well, thanks anyways. So as I'm walking outside and leaving the office, the receptionist asked me, "Excuse me, sir, would you like a bottled water?" I said, "Are you serious? The doctor just told me I was drinking too much water. So no, thank you. I don't need any water. What I need to go to a nice restroom where I can relax and where I'm greeted by a concierge." So that's what I need. And geez, talking about all this pee stuff, it makes me want to pee right now. So I gotta go. Thank you so much, everyone.
Woo! Good up for Leah. Yeah, all that does make me want to go pee. It really does. Great job, Leon. Great job. Ladies and gentlemen, the night is winding down. We've come to our last comic left. Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Sean.
Sean.
Woo! Great. Really great stuff. How do you like me? I'm like coming out of the curtains here, aren't I?
I love it. It's very like you look like a ghost from Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, but like one of the ghost special effects they did like in the 70s that was kind of like cheesy, like they just kind of come out everywhere. I love that. Like your shoulder's gone, and I love that.
Let me just see a light. I love, in pre-show, this all worked, right? There was no problems. And in pre-show, I didn't need to go to the bathroom quite as bad as I do now, especially after hearing Leon.
I know, talking about pee the whole time. Sean, here is your question and your suggestion. Let me scroll up real quick. Your suggestion was, your question was, what is the last YouTube video you watched? And Ebony supplied the answer, and it was 15 world's largest cruise ships. The top 15 world's largest cruise ships is your suggestion.
Well, cruise ships are probably the one vacation that I just will never go on. But it's an example of the power of, YouTube and getting sucked down these rabbit holes. I mean, how many times are you scrolling through something and you're like, do I want to watch a cat try to make a basket? You know what? I've got 9 million other things to do today. I've got kids, but damn it, yes, I want to see a cat try to shoot a basket into a basket hoop. That's where things are, right? That's where we are these days. It's constant distractions. And we're just always just trying to focus, but everything's just being pulled away. Whether it's a cat with a basketball, a horse, on roller skates, it's just stuff that pulls your attention. And you know what? It just drives me crazy. It really makes me mad. And I think there are things in life that just make us all mad. I mean, we can just agree on certain things, right? Like we all hate terrorists. We all hate those little ketchup packets at fast food restaurants because you can never open them. And I think we all hate any Nicolas Cage movie. I mean, I think that's just commonplace. But for me, I've got a pet peeve. I just have to come out with it. It's a pet peeve. I hate smoke detectors. Now hear me out, okay? Because I know they've saved millions of people. But how many more millions have gone insane because of the low battery beep? You know it, right? I mean, how many therapist offices are filled with people going, I just couldn't find it. I don't know where it is. And we waste all of this time, waterboarding terrorists. Screw that. Just put them all in one room, put 3 smoke detectors with low batteries on the ceiling, telling you anything you want inside of an hour. It'll be like, oh my God, where is that thing? Why can't I find it? Is it there? No, it's not there. Oh, curse you, America. I look even more like somebody coming out of a Dickens show right now. And the other thing about smoke detectors that you just got to hate is they just have such a superior attitude, right? I mean, if you compare it to other appliances in the house, you get the working man appliances, the toaster, right? You put a piece of bread in there, English muffin, oversized bagel. Every once in a while, the kids toss in a crayon. No complaints, no attitude. But the smoke detector, please, come on. It's like, oh, put me in the right place. Oh, change my battery. Oh, don't burn anything within 1,500 miles of me or I may go off. It's the mother-in-law of home appliances. And just like your mother-in-law, right? Just like your mother-in-law who comes over with the 1998 flip phone. Yeah. The thing that powers a smoke detector is a 9-volt. Yeah, a 9-volt. It's the caveman of batteries. The only thing that's older is that 15-pound battery that you put in that one flashlight in the safety kit in the edge of the garage that you never use. Everything else older than us. And you go from the 9-volt, then you go to the AAA, and then eventually what we're going to be doing is we're just going to be plugging right into Elon Musk. Let's just face it, right? He's going to own the world. So, when you're going to bed tonight, you can sleep really nice knowing that the oldest battery in the world is keeping your family safe. Oh, yeah. Also, it is powering the walkie-talkie of your kids and the big clock radio display your grandparents have next to their bed. So, sleep well. The one thing, if somebody came to me as a kid and said, are 9 volts good idea for smoke detectors? I don't know. But as a kid, nobody ever talked to me. They didn't want my opinion. They didn't ask for it. Not my parents. Not adults. It was not until I was 25 when I finally was able to talk to somebody. And I said, you know what? Here's my opinion. And the person said it was valid. And it was great. But that's the guy who does the yogurt toppings at Yogurtland. So, it's not one of those things. But when I was growing up, even on TV shows, adults wouldn't ask kids for what happened in this situation. No. They'd ask the animals. Yeah. They'd ask Lassie. Yeah, something like, Sheriff, Bobby fell in the old abandoned mine. Sheriff would be like, hush up, Bobby. Hush up, Timmy. I'm gonna ask Lassie what's going on here. Lassie, where's Bobby? He's running around in circles and he's licking his underside. I have it. Bobby fell in the old abandoned mine. Lassie, we've got a group of people. We're gonna go save Bobby. Lead the way. Well, after you're done. Yeah. When I was a kid, again, nobody listened to us. But now I'm a dad. I get 2 great kids, teenagers. And I think we listen to our kids too much. I think that's part of the problem. And we're always like fawning over them, right? They have to be perfect. They can't have like a misshapen head or be a little slow in school or, I don't know, be annoying, all that sort of stuff. With mine, I'll be honest. Unfortunately, they have an eating disorder. Yeah. They eat like Muppets. Yeah. Kermit, Miss Piggy. Yeah. They don't really consume food. They just spit it back to me at mealtime. Yeah, I feel like every meal is like having, I don't know, dinner next to a confetti cannon at the Super Bowl. Yeah. There's so much food underneath my dinner table. Yeah, I'm just gonna condemn it as a landfill. It's crazy. And as they eat, some nights I watch them intently. And I'm like a Discovery Channel camera crew. I'm trying to figure out what's the secret of this problem they're dealing with. Because the food goes toward their mouths, but it doesn't enter their mouths. Honestly, I don't know how they get enough nutrition to survive. I imagine that's how supermodels eat. But I don't know. I'm Sean, Tim, Richard, Held Together. Thanks so much for doing this. It's been a blast.
Woo!
Woo!
Tim?
Yeah,
Timothy.
sorry. I lost my little arrow in my screen, and I was scrolling, looking here, and it was going the other way. And then I had that panic look on me. Anyway, great job, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Sean. Hey, let's get everybody back on screen tonight from the cast. There we are. Some people we want to thank. First of all, we want to thank the amazing, the wonderful Richard Martinez, who is our moderator tonight, our stage manager, making this all look pretty and working well. So thank you so much for that, Richard. And also Derek, our fearless leader. Thanks for having this class set up. What a great job. What a great show. What a great job tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Please take care of yourselves as we sort of start maybe getting into the future. Please come back and support theaters and your nonprofits. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight, thank you so much for coming out. We are held together. We'll see you next time.
Tim, thank you, Tim.